What's it like being back, Izzy?
Well, it's only been, I think, what, 10 months maybe since September, but it
Yeah,
has felt like ages. It's felt like 3 years because
it has
I
felt
was
like a long
fighting.
time.
I was fighting all the time. Every other month I was fighting. So I know the games miss me, even though it goes by because time waits for no man. But yeah, I've missed the game too. I miss this shit.
What have you done, Israel? When you step in that octagon at 305, are you going to be the Israel Adesanya that everybody has watched? Are you a different fighter? Have you evolved? What do you look like when you get in there, Israel?
Um, I forged myself into a weapon for this one. I've definitely evolved. I've definitely evolved. And just taking my time to heal myself, mind, body, and spirit. I'm taking my time and patience. Patience has been my friend throughout this whole thing. I'm a very patient man, so I'm able to just sit, watch, and plot.
I heard you say it might have been earlier today, or earlier this week, that you have, for the first time, prepared like a proper athlete. I don't know if that's what you're eating, how you're training. Have you been
Yeah,
preparing differently than you have in the past?
not. Well, I mean, I've always been an athlete, but like I could just. I mean, well, I just turned 35 years old, so I understand that I'm not, a spring chicken like a 24, 23-year-old anymore. But yeah, now the what I eat, I don't just eat Uber Eats every meal because I could do that when I was younger because it was easy and I didn't have to worry about my weight because fast metabolism. But now I
Yeah.
have my friend and my chef Matt making me meals, whole foods every day. I actually have breakfast now before I go train. Before I just wake up, roll out of bed, fucking chuck my shit in my bag, go to the gym, kick ass, then go have breakfast around 11:30. But like now I wake up, Matt's got my juice, my fucking beta alanine, my supplements, breakfast ready. So I have that before I go train. Like little things like that. That's what I'm saying.
You're not
I was
putting
just a
that in and
wild boy
out
back then.
down anymore?
Nah, well, I mean, like I could eat out still. Maybe like three weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, if I felt like not McDonald's or anything, but if I
Yeah.
felt like some burger fuel or whatever, I'll go have that. But nah, it's mainly just a lifestyle, little
Yeah.
things. Also sleep as well. Not being a fucking vamp life, being a night owl all the time. Sleep is a motherfucker, man. It's good for you. It's so good for you when you. And these are things I've always known, but just never affected me because I just got away with it. So yeah, now it's just yeah, I'm living like a fucking athlete, like a proper athlete, and it's nice.
From your perspective, Izzy, it's been some time. Obviously, things were really heated with you and Dricus. Some time has passed. From your perspective, is there like an active beef? Is this just another guy that you're fighting like you have so many other challengers in the past? How do you look at Dricus and the personal relationship between you two?
Um, yeah, it's not personal. Like it's not personal. I just want him to take accountability for his remarks. And I'm also glad my friend Razak, Abdul Razak said it before his fight about 3 weeks ago, saying like, I respect Dricus, but he's a bitch for what he said. He's a bitch because Dricus is saying I train in Africa, I do this in Africa, and then people like Razak and myself who are forced to flee our own country because of, a better opportunity.
Yeah.
He can't even he'll never understand that because he lives behind the fucking gates of his privileged life in South Africa, and he's able to do that there. So someone like Francis, who had to cross the desert to go overseas to go train, if you know Francis' story, you can't call him not a real African champion because he didn't train in Africa. It's like, bro, are you fucking kidding? The guy got sent back out to the desert 6, 7 times to go die, and he survived. Like the things he said, and even without Francis being champion, without myself being champion, without Kamaru being champion, he would have never been champion. We paved the way for him, and then he comes out there and tries to take it all for himself. I wonder where he got that from. What kind of mindset is that? Like, oh, I see this and I want it all for myself. Like, oh, look at this beautiful land. Look at this. I want it all for myself. What kind of mindset is that? What kind of mindset is it that you see three African champions, and you're going to be the fourth one. You could have said, it'd be a great honor to be part of the legends of African champions that have been in the UFC. He tries to say, take it all for himself. That's a colonialist mindset, and he doesn't understand the error of his ways. But I will show him the way.
There seems like there are some things that are said in the lead up to fights, and then you all fight, and it's like, okay, cool. There are also things that are really serious and go beyond fighting. It seems like, what he said might be one of those things where it's not just, hey, everything's cool after the fight. Not that you're going to try and kill him after the the final bell rings, but it seems like one of those things where, hey, you're always going to remember. It's not something you're going to forget.
I'll never forget. But after the fight, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how we feel after the fight. But I'll never forget the Three Kings. You can never ever discredit the Three Kings, and it's not even just because of the belts, like what Francis said. Fuck the belts. You're a champion because of the way you carry yourself and because of what you've been through in life. Dricus will always be an African champion, but he will never be one of the Three Kings.
What does it say, Israel, if anything, that this is your first fight back after a little layoff here? He's the guy who's the champion, but the thing's going down in your backyard. And what does that say about who the A side is here?
I mean, he knows who the A side. He said something, and no one gave a fuck. I dropped a post on my Instagram, the whole fucking internet. Oh shit! Oh, the fight's on, and then the UFC had to announce the fight after I dropped. So there's one person who's controlling the narrative here, and that's me.
I know you got to go. Is this a one-time deal, or is this Israel Adesanya's back and you're fighting in the UFC and you're going to be active like you were in the past?
Oh, this is not a one-time deal. I'm not done, far from done in this game. I know I'm 35, but again, I'm having breakfast now. Breakfast. So yeah, I I know I can prolong myself in this game and actually close the show, close this chapter of my life in a big way, finish strong. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the next few years, the next couple of years. I'm gonna enjoy, and I'm really gonna soak
Well,
everything in.